58 Live is the place to be for quality broadcast for you to see. They deliver prime coverage like Amazon. No matter what day of the week, you see them on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a wonderful matchup live from Stockbridge High School. I'm Bo McMichael with Alex Schaefer and DeAndre Wise getting ready for this great matchup, the Atlanta Warriors versus the If You Know, You Know team. If you know, you know. We'll see how many times I actually decide to rip that to pieces in my brain. All right, gentlemen, y'all are live coming on. Sorry about that. Alex and DeAndre, I got names written down here on my mic. Gentlemen, we're going to have a chance to talk about that first game because this game has a lot to live up to based on what we experienced. But right now in red will be the Atlanta Warriors, and in black, if you know, you know. Gentlemen, keys to the game after this kickoff. We'll talk a little bit about that and talk a little bit about the weather. We got 15-mile-per-hour winds kicking in, 62 degrees. We definitely saw weather play a factor in the first game. We'll see how this kind of plays out to begin with. Once again, glad to have you with us here on the Score 58 Network. We're live from Stockbridge High School. Week 1 of the regular season for the AWFFL. That's the Atlanta Women's Flag Football League. And the kick, away we go. Went out of bounds.
Well, the first kick we saw today.
We did. They didn't even kick the first time.
They did not.
No, they said, no, we're going to go here, and we're going to start it and get going. All right, so Alex, explain the rules of what we know so far here on the Atlanta Women's Flag Football League. Go ahead.
So a lot of the rules are going to be pretty similar to what you would expect from a normal football game. Obviously, there are some key differences. There's no tackling or anything like that because it is flag football. One of the big differences is the way that the downs work. You've got 5 20-yard sections of the field. You've got from the end zone of the 20, 20 to 40, 40, 40, and so forth down the field at each of those markers. And the first downs are determined by those 20-yard marks. So you could have a 1st and 10, you could have a 1st and 15. It really depends on where you end up. But if you get to the 20-yard line and past, you get a new set of downs. If you get it past the 40-yard line, you get a new set of downs. And then the first down is just dependent on where you get. You could end up with a 1st and 3 if you get all the way down to the close to the 40-yard line there. So incomplete pass there on the first throw. But that's the way you keep the chains moving is by going in those 20-yard increments and picking up those first downs past the 20, the 40, and so forth.
DeAndre, what would you like to tell a little bit more of that you know here concerning after the first game?
Well, I'd like to see more of, like, say, my biggest thing, I want to see them throw the ball more down the field and get more in the run game. You know, like, say, like we talked about earlier, the run game is there. You know, like, say, you got three linemen down, and so you just continue to run. Everybody trying to throw with this wind. It's hard to throw into the wind right now.
Definitely so. If you know, you know is on offense right now. If that ball is it's a bad snap or the ball goes to the ground, it is dead where it lays. So it is all about trying to make sure you get the and the flag got torn out right there. So we're on 3rd down right now, and they still have roughly about 16 yards to go.
Actually, it looked like we may need a close-up on this. I think that if you know might be in orange. I think that was across the front of the jersey that I just noticed there.
Oh, look at us.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
All right. Well, if you know, you know, okay. And
only if you know.
They got that green going for their football and their logo. That's what we went with. So I'm going to get a zoom in here, and we'll figure it out.
Yep, if you know, right there on the back of the jersey.
With the red.
The corner down here in the bottom.
Yes, sir.
But we got a 3rd down for the Lady Warriors. And we got a first flag of the game.
Well, the good thing is we figured this out before we start giving props from the wrong names. So, because it's definitely for the Lady Warriors, very hard to see their numbers. So until the camera gets up that close, everybody got good old-fashioned nicknames. So we'll see where that lays out to begin with. After this first one, we'll talk about keys to the game after this next play. We'll throw up some keys to the game. 22-minute halves. There's a first half and a second half. They'll do a quick halftime, and they'll get started right afterwards. Good snap.
Oh. Tip pass. And that's caught, actually. No flag pull, and she's going to run down the field. Got herself pretty close to the 35, it looked like.
That was a touchdown-saving play right there because she was out of there.
See this on the instant replay.
Big tip from the defensive lineman there for if you know, you know. But good concentration for the Lady Warriors to come down with the catch and run after it.
Yes, touchdown, 7 play there. She was off to the races. Number 3.
So what that's going to do is it's going to set up a 4th down, I believe, here for the Lady Warriors, and it is going to be about 4th and 5. They need to get to the 40-yard line in order to convert.
Once again, Lady Warriors in black. If you know, you know, in red.
About a 4th and 7, actually. And so we'll see if they can convert here, foregoing the punt. Quarterback scramble, and they're going to pull the flag.
Nothing there, no blocking, nothing across the board. Change over and down. With that in mind, let's go ahead and talk to a little bit of the keys of the game on today's matchup. Weather, to me, is a key. Talk to me a little bit about turnovers. Alex, go ahead and give that little spiel real quick about what you saw in that first game.
Well, in that first game, we didn't have any turnovers through the first half and first half of the second half, right up until the end, but we had 2 big interceptions at the end of the game for the Athletes of Atlanta that really set the tone, or it really ended the game for them there at the end. The Rebels were driving down the field, had a 7-6 deficit, and we're going to try to punch it in at the end of the game, but turning the ball over ended that really quickly for them.
So costly on that part, right? I mean, it definitely could change. Now, the one thing I just jinxed us on, we haven't seen a lot of teams get to the line and get going, and if you know, you know, jumped on it real quick. Came out of there. I think they caught, in many ways, caught the Lady Warriors of Atlanta off guard a little bit. And the last one is doing something on first down, getting bonus plus yardage, because you don't want to – I mean, right now it's second down and about, 15? No, second down and 12, 13.
Yeah, it looks like it. But getting those positive plays, like you said, on first down are very important, especially when you catch yourself in a situation.
Good
big
block.
Pass up the middle here, and that's going to be a first down. Looks like right around the marker at the 20. And like you said, on first down, we talked about the difference in how the downs work. You could find yourself in a situation where you're in a 1st and 15, 1st and 18 right at the beginning. They're going to be in a 1st and 19 here for 1st and goal to go. And so getting those positive yards on first down here is critical, because you don't want to find yourself in a 2nd and 3rd and more than 10 yards. And if they're unable to get positive yardage here on first down, that's exactly what they're going to find themselves in. Quick pass out to the outside and dropped. And so right on cue, we do have ourselves a 2nd and 19. And that's tough to overcome, 2nd and 19, when you've got that distance to go. When you can cut that down by getting yourself even a 5-6 yard gain on first down, you cut that down to about a 2nd and 14, 2nd and 12. Much more manageable. Shotgun snap. It takes off by the quarterback here. Flag is not pulled, and she's going to get herself about 4 or 5 yards on the gain there. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and roughly 15-ish.
Did see the number 7 for If You Know, You Know. Lawana White. Definitely, this is both teams' first games of the day, so it's going to be very interesting to see how well it gets going. I mean, what we saw last game was their second game, so it just definitely changes it up a little bit.
Deep
right
shot.
there.
Oh,
Just out of reach, just a little bit out of the way. And you have to wonder, like you said, one of the keys to the game is the weather. How much of a factor did the wind play on that one? You can see it in the air. The wind is affecting it already right
Trying
out
to
of her
judge
hand.
that ball.
right.
Yeah.
It was there. She was there. It was a touchdown.
Yeah, she got separation. She was definitely there in the corner. There was no doubt there.
That's one of those plays you go back, watch film and just say the weather.
Listen to you. But we were in a dome, sir. No, it's the
High
weather.
snap, but she's able to bring it down. Flag comes off inadvertently, nearly intercepted there in the end zone by the Lady Warriors.
We'll definitely have to check the rules behind that. If your flag comes off, are you down? And how does that work?
Well, they
If you're
didn't
go
whistle
ahead.
her down,
No, they
so
didn't.
I would imagine that the play probably still stays live. Maybe they go to some kind of
Two-hand
touch rule or something like that at that
I was
point.
moving. You didn't catch me. I was moving. It's all about the hips, just moving around. All right, so they were not being able to success and change over on downs right here. great stop defensively for the Lady Warriors of Atlanta.
And now here we have another interesting situation where the Lady Warriors start off with just a 1st and 4 because all they have to do is get to the 20-yard line to get a new set of downs. Handoff on the end around. She's near the 1st down, but they're going to get her down with the flag pulled. Looks like she was short by about a yard, but it is going to bring up a 2nd and 1. So a very manageable 2nd down for the Lady Warriors coming up here.
So are you trying to get a 1st down here, or do you feel like, hey, it's 2nd and 1, throw it deep? DeAndre, what's your thoughts?
Get the 1st down. We want to get the 1st down first. You know, let's get a new set of downs and
No.
let's go deep.
Let's throw it deep. Come on, air this ball up.
I would if the wind wasn't blowing, we'll go deep.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. You got some excuses right there. One after the other right there. Goodness gracious. 2nd down and about 2.
Quite offsides here from the receivers on the left.
Canadian Football League rules all of a sudden.
Good snap, heavy rush, but they're able to get it away. Nice little pass up the middle to one of the offensive linemen. DeAndre, talk to us about the rule differences there with eligible people.
Everybody eligible. All eight got ladies are eligible for a pass. You know, in the real football, you know, linemen don't get that love, so it's a luxury. These young ladies have to get chance to get the love that linemen normally don't get. Like I said earlier, game the center made 2 or 3 catches earlier, big time plays earlier for a team. So interesting how they use their center and their offensive line on with both these teams.
I think I was able to see number 4, Courtney Gunter, is the quarterback for the Atlanta Lady Warriors. And if you know is bringing a heavy rush here. We had about 4 people in her face right there with no blocking, but makes sense when they set up a screen like that. Another quick pass out to an offensive lineman. She gains a little bit. After about a 4-yard gain, it's going to bring up 2nd down for the Atlanta Lady Warriors.
Like they say, if you want to win, get an O-line the ball. If you want to win.
Who says that?
I did. That's my quote.
Nobody says that, DeAndre. Nobody says that.
Put it in the O-line hand if you want to win.
So not a very big gain there on 1st down. Is going to break up a 2nd and quite long. Once again, it was a good situation then for them on that 1st down. Very short yardage trying to get to the 20, and now they've got themselves about 6-7 yards to gain to get to the 40. Snap and throw. Nice catch and concentration.
Did the flag come out before she caught the pass?
No, let's watch this on the replay. I mean, that was, you talk about right then and there.
Bit of a jump ball situation there. Very good concentration.
Okay. So you went for the flag instead of the ball.
Yes.
And as it moves it up to the 40, it's going to be a new 1st down.
For those people that are monitoring tornadoes and wind gusts, we're at the windiest place in the world. Can you name that? Do you know where the windiest place in the United States is, DeAndre or Alex?
It's Colorado, right?
No, it's on a mountain. It's at the top of the mountain.
See, my guess was going to be Chicago.
I would say App State. I know it get crazy up there, too.
Mount Washington.
Okay.
And it's located in New Hampshire.
That makes sense.
And it's the windiest place in the world. And they have clock speeds, wind speeds so high you can drive your car up there. They have a little road that you can take up there. Of course, not in the wintertime. But very interesting place to visit. And in the middle of the summer, you have to wear a sweatshirt. It's so cold up there in the wind, just to whip it. It's reminiscent of my days living in the Northeast.
New Hampshire.
Well, in windy Stockbridge, we got ourselves a 2nd down after a nice gain there from the Lady Warriors.
Great segue there, Alex. Wonderful, man.
About a 12-yard gain. It's going to set up a 2nd down and 8. Lady Warriors are moving the ball pretty well here on this drive. Another big rush and an interception here from, if you know, a flag on the field, but she's going to take it all the way back. So we'll take a look at the flag.
She's going for a pick 6.
But we've got ourselves a pick 6 on the field. And as it stands right now, we've got ourselves a 6-point lead for if you know, but we'll take a look at the flag.
It's definitely, old Pop out there, Whitecap, we know him real well in our worlds of filming a lot of football. He's always on point. He does a great job.
She actually read that perfectly.
She did. She stepped right into it.
It's the same play they kept going to, so she stepped back and just stepped in the lane, the passing lane, and made a play.
They're definitely going to be a block in the back. Should be, if you know, ball.
And indeed it is. It's going to be 1st and 15 for if you know, you know, from the 45. But after the turnover, they're going to have themselves a good opportunity here close to midfield to try and move the ball downfield. Snap and throw right up the middle. Incomplete.
Tell you one thing, that could have went the other way as well. I felt like that she had got herself right in the position for an interception right here. You're going to see that on the replay.
Good read and break. Like we talked about before, it looked like she might have been breaking more to anticipate the catch and make the rip at the flag rather than trying to undercut it and go for the interception. But either way, it's going to be 2nd and 15. Quick throw from if you know, you know, and it's going to be incomplete. So it'll bring up 3rd down for if you know, you know.
The quarterback got a Teddy Bridgewater thing going on, wearing 2 gloves.
And got that the stutter step. She was jumping down and tight, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. And she tried to pop that ball right across.
Looks like a pretty soft cover 3 shell here from the Lady Warriors. Slinging it across, and another drop pass for if you know, you know.
She put it where it had to be in between 3 defenders.
Beautiful throw there from the quarterback, but just unable to come up with it.
To be on point that well, I mean, it was almost a jump pass at that.
And so now we're going to have 4th and 15. So we'll see if they give us our first punt of the ball game or if they try and go for it.
Nah, coach is motioning the old kicking foot, saying we're going to punt this. Now you're punting either with the win or in the win. I think we're with the win right now based
Looks
on
like it.
Yeah.
I think so.
It'll turn into a Randall Cunningham 99-yard punt. And if you know, you know that. And if you don't, and that was a Monday Night Football game. It was great. I'm an old person if I can label out Randall Cunningham when he played for the Eagles. And he punted it from the end zone, and it rolled and rolled and rolled. And they laid it down right around the 1-yard line. It was great.
That's crazy. Me and my dad was just talking about Randall Cunningham this morning, Bo.
Oh. Not good minds do think alike, so that's good on that part. So,
it was a debate. We were trying to see who made the number 7 more better. Michael Vick.
More better. You can't say more better. That's not proper English. Just better. Don't put more better. Better or best. Okay. Who made number 7 the best? Don't more better me, man. I will cut your mic. Goodness gracious. It's interesting when you go back and look at numbers and think when you see number 7. Granted, in my brain, the first thing I think of is Michael Vick.
Me too.
So, but because I've seen Randall Cunningham in different other numbers too.
Okay.
So, based on that part, the same argument about number 21. What do you see when you see that? But that's his last number was 37 out of the Redskins.
Big return here from the Atlanta Lady Warriors, but it is going to be knocked away.
She got knocked away.
No fumble. Sorry.
Can't be a fumble.
So the ball is going to be dead, but that was a big return there from the Atlanta Lady Warriors.
That's what we were saying all first game on Bowden. Somebody knocked the ball out.
Yeah.
and it finally happened.
Well, now Jennifer gave us the update. She's like, that doesn't happen. That ball's dead right there. So there is no fumbles, no turnovers. And I would understand why. Then you start worrying about injury because people are going to start diving for the ball. That's why it's just got to be a dead ball at that point. Yeah.
So effectively knocking the ball out is the same as ripping a flag.
It really is. Hence why, but then if they got better grip, then your best bet is the flag. So I'd be like, I need some extra duct tape. This flag is not coming off. That's all I need. We all did that, playing flag football in college or anything like that. I'd be like, I wonder how I'm going to really get this thing not to come off. So.
Looked like there may have been a penalty on that one because they're going to back the Lady Warriors up a little bit from the spot of the fumble. It's going to be 1st and 19 from the 21-yard line. New quarterback in for the Lady Warriors. Good snap. Thrown, hit on the slant.
Nice.
And that was a touchdown saver right there on the flag pull because she was gone.
She ran the slant. She ran through the football. That's how you run a slant. Run through the football, keep running. Never stop, break stride. Right here.
3 steps and right across.
She ran right through the football.
She wasn't worried about hearing anything at this point.
We do have an Atlanta Lady Warriors player down on the field. Looks like it may be one of the offensive linemen. But just a perfect throw and catch there on that last play on the slant, and it moves him up the field. Couldn't quite tell if that was going to be enough for a first down, but it's certainly close.
I want to give special thanks to Huro, Compete Sports Diversity Council, and Atkins Graphic and Apparel. Thank you for being our sponsors today and all season here with the AWFFL. I'll search for some commercials next time, so when we have a little bit of time, we'll be able to give them proper ado. My brain's got to switch off between soccer, lacrosse, baseball, and then boom, football on the weekends now. So the brain's just got to flip. Make sure everything's running precise. Another almost
nearly intercepted.
Wow.
Looks like maybe it was the quarterback who went down on that last play, because
I think
we
so.
do have Courtney Gunter back in at quarterback.
We'll come right back with you, gentlemen and ladies. Sometimes the wind is playing havoc with everything imaginable right now, so I'm glad we bring that right back to you.
But that big slant, catch on the slant, did not go for a first down. So now we've got a third down coming up here after the incompletion.
Very different between the two styles of offense. One gets straight to the line and go with the if you know, you know, where the Lady Warriors are in a huddle, they break, they come to the ball. It's very team-oriented on both sides. Uh-oh.
Great play.
Didn't block. The outside receiver needed a block. And number 85 for If You Know, You Know got around and went.
It's Sharita Oliver for If You Know, You Know.
That was a great play.
And looks like we're going to have ourselves a timeout here by If You Know, You Know. And I believe it's going to bring up a fourth down for the Atlanta Lady Warriors. So after this timeout, we've got ourselves a 0-0 ball game. No scores either way. Some pretty good defense being played. If You Know, You Know did a pretty good job of marching the ball down the field for a while, but then ended up stalling out after getting themselves a big interception on the turnover. But to your point, Bo, something that you mentioned, it's very different, the offensive styles. You've got kind of that up-tempo, fast-paced from If You Know, You Know, whereas Atlanta Lady Warriors seem to be slowing things down.
Oh, they're definitely grinding it out. I totally agree with you, Alex, on that end, to be able to see that. Mainly, and a lot of it could be because this is their first game. Mm-hmm. Both teams' first game to figure out, okay, where things are at and what things are actually going to play out and do at this point. So
we're going to have our second punt of the ball game here now. Atlanta Lady Warriors with their first punt. If You Know, You Know had one a little bit earlier. And interestingly, with the punts in this one, there is no rush on the punts. And the teams also, the punting team cannot take off and run down the field until after the ball is kicked. So a little bit different than standard football rules. Snapped, takes a step back. And the kick is away.
So it's not dead. They can pick it up and run. Okay. Good snack right there. Hey, a couple of updates early on in the early on from this week for those people out there that are paying attention. We'll actually be able to put out the league's web address here next week. The Atlanta athletes of Atlanta who just played the Rebels, that actually was their first game. They only played one game today because the athletes of Atlanta X Factor looked like it was a forfeit. 28-0 is a forfeit, and that's how that's played out on that part. And we were correct with the 7-6 scoring. We were curious about if it's 2-point conversions take place or a extra point takes place on the 3-yard line, it's 1 point. If they go back to the 10, it's 2 points. So a little bit different in that direction. So very interesting to see. The Rebels are still 0-2. They did not win against Apocalypse or the Athletes of Atlanta, which was a really great game. And so, but it definitely looks like the X Factor was a no-show today. They weren't able to make it, and looks like Atlanta Storm as well, based on the scoring of 28-0 is what the outcome is in that situation. So a couple more games remain here at Stockbridge. Feel free next week, come on out on a Sunday, be great. Takes it right up the middle, and there she goes.
Flag is ripped off at about the 50-yard line, so a nice little gain there, about 8-9 yards for the if you know, you know.
They waste no time getting back to the line.
No, they don't. They're ready to go. List of plays in their brain and ready to call it.
Oh, tempo.
Another strike over the middle, but incomplete. That was a shot to number 10, Amber Trammell. Was who they were trying to get the ball to there.
In spacing, too. That would have, bumped her head on the goalpost on that one. Just been like, gone, see ya.
Very widespread here now for them on the third down play. About 9 yards to gain to get the first down. And number 7, Luana White, takes off with it. She gets away.
Nice.
Gets away from the flag being taken off. I think that would have been short if they were able to rip the flag off right there.
Yeah.
But she was able to avoid and then pick up the first down.
She is definitely in the athlete position right there at quarterback. They were spreading her out. Bad pursuit angle and was able to get that first down.
So very impressive run there from number 7 for if you know, you know, from the quarterback position.
I like their flags. They actually say if you know, you know on their flags, correct? Am I reading that?
That's what it looks like to me.
Oh, yes. They take the whole uniform to a whole nother level. I give them props on that part.
They got the swag.
They do. Yeah. I don't even know what that is, but okay.
On the field for them, looked like we saw number 11, Austin Webster, number 12, Shardai Harrison, and number 85, Sharita Oliver were all on the field for if you know, you know right now.
Important drive here, Alex.
Absolutely. You get into the opponent's territory, you got to put the ball in the end zone.
First down and about 15. They're running it again. No.
Holds up and throws deep.
Oh,
Nearly intercepted there.
Should have been intercepted.
Looked like she had some room to work if she decided to take off with it there. But you almost don't want to let your team become one-dimensional.
Hey, do you think that that defensive back for the San Francisco 49ers wakes up in the middle of the night and just screams out loud when he missed that interception? Lord, I think about that and I'm just like, I'm okay being an Atlanta Falcon fan. I'm okay with that right now. That's yeah. You definitely don't want to miss balls. You give them a second opportunity.
Good throw.
Nice throw over the middle. It's going to be a first down. And the flag is going to be ripped off just inside the 10-yard line as the if you know, you know are threatening for the first score of the game.
Now she wish she'd have made an interception now, Bo.
I know. And they're rushing right to the line, messing up my.
And yeah, it looked like she got.
Yeah, I'm very confused. Sorry.
I think she took a knee.
Looked like it might not have been intentional.
Well, there looks like possibly running out of time.
Maybe so.
A wide touchdown. Oh, he didn't get there.
They're seeing something. Yeah. Either that or a timeout. There could have been the end of the quarter.
The joys of being in the studio.
Hey, man, I'm okay with that right now. Trust me. The only thing I always do, this actually looks like halftime.
I think so.
Yeah, that's why the urgency was all over. But I will say this, gentlemen. During the pandemic, this is what the studio was created for because we were constantly going to different locations and we're like, so who forgot what this time? I'm like, my bad, sorry about that. Let's figure this part out. So 0-0 first half. Anything surprise you? I'm gonna let DeAndre, you talk a little bit about what you like about the Atlanta Warriors, and Alex, give a little thought about the if you know, you know. From the first half. Go ahead.
Atlanta Warriors, like I said, they offense got a pretty good quarterback that you got to continue to make plays, and that's the biggest thing. Got to continue to make drives go. Like I said, they made two mistakes earlier, made on one interception earlier. But like I said, they're behind them. Like I said, they can definitely move the ball against the I can't pronounce the name. But they definitely made plays. Like I say, but continue. Like I said, defense, they're playing lights out on defense as well. But like I said, the offense, the quarterback, she's doing a great job. She's just on her receivers got to make plays now.
I definitely like their offensive style. It feels very controlled, kind of like what we were thinking. this was a very fast first half. Overall, DeAndre, I felt like, I mean, I was like, why are they hurrying up? And I'm like, it's because it's at the end of the half. We got caught up in watching both of these teams play. Alex, talk to me a little bit about If You Know, You Know.
Well, right there at the end, like you talked about, we lost kind of track of time, and they got it over into Lady Warriors territory but weren't able to finish the drive and get it in before time ran out. You said, is this critical drive? And it absolutely turned out to be. The Lady Warriors, I think, are going to start with the ball in the second half, and so that would have been big for them to try and steal a possession there right at the end, get some points on the board before having to turn it over. But they've been playing really well. They move the ball really well. They have an up-tempo offense, which has caught the Lady Warriors off guard a couple of times. And so I think if they can just move the ball and continue to move the way that they have and then finish the drives at the end, I think that they're going to be in good shape.
I would agree with you on that part. So it should be a very interesting second half. Once again, quarters or the second half will be 22 minutes on the clock here at the start of the second half. And we'll get things rolling here. They look like they kind of sit down for maybe 5 minutes and then they get going. So I can imagine on May 1st when we do pretty much the whole tournament, anything that takes place over on the AstroTurf, I can imagine starting from A to B all the way to C. So it should be a lot of fun, especially when we get to know these ladies over the next 5 weeks. So it should be a lot of fun getting ready for the kickoff. And just like what we saw differently here in the first game, they didn't kick off. Correct? Am I understanding
Correct.
that?
That's correct.
Yeah, I wonder if there was a decision-making on that part. I'm definitely going to read more into that rule book to understand it. But the Lady Warriors will be kicking off to If You Know, You Know.
Yeah, and that actually, so that was a mistake on my part. The Lady Warriors aren't getting the ball back,
No.
which makes that drive even more critical now for If You Know, You Know. If they could have been able to get away with points and then immediately take possession right back. Another interesting thing here that we're noticing is that they are going to be flipping the field and going the opposite direction. Last game, they did not do that. They just
Correct.
kept staying the same direction the entire game.
And it might have. I'm dying to know that conversation, to understand it, and to see is it something. And I was like, well, what do I got? 19 pages to read. I guess that's what I'll be doing. I'm flipping, doing that. It's on a PDF, so I don't have to print them. I can just run them through on that part. If somebody wanted to read it to me, I'd appreciate that as well. My intelligence level sometimes slows down at night. Here we go. First down and roughly about 15.
Quick swing pass out there to the outside for If You Know, You Know is going to be incomplete.
I think she put
Another
too much on
dropped
her on that play.
pass.
She put way too much. She's that soft touch to her. She put it too hard to her. She couldn't bring it in.
I don't think she has a soft touch.
I don't think so either.
Okay. And now they're throwing into the wind this time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're definitely going to see a difference, Alex and DeAndre, to see what's going to see how both of these teams play. We didn't get that opportunity in the first game. They've stayed on one side going in that direction. So
And also, both these teams more passing teams than the other two. The other one, last game we just watched, they haven't ran the ball not one time except the quarterback design run. But she ran on situations.
almost.
Very nearly intercepted there for the Lady Warriors.
Gotta have those.
Looked like they were trying to go after a slant, and it was a little thrown behind the receiver.
Well, once again, I'm Bo McMichael with Alex Schaefer and DeAndre Wise here on the Score 58 Network, live from Stockbridge High School, bringing you the Atlanta Women's Flag Football League 2-game special. Nice little doubleheader to get us started here on opening weekend here for the AWFFL. I think you're not going to throw a flag on
defense
that.
there.
They're not going to throw
All
a
over
flag.
the back.
No, that's all clean. It's
Defense.
clean.
Okay, I'll kill your mic, man. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The other thing I do this right here. All right, come on, man. Come on. Just, I love the two different thought processes between the offense and the defense. Yeah,
The incompletion there is going to bring up fourth down. So it's a quick 3-and-out from the Lady Warriors defense. And if you know, you know, looks like they're going to get ready to line up to punt. So once again, it just goes back to that last drive of the last half. If you know, unable to get any points on the board at the end of the half with the ball in the red zone. And now it's come back to bite them a little bit because they were unable to get anything going on their first drive of the second half, and they're going to give the ball right back to the Lady Warriors.
Oh, we're getting some information. This is great. The AWFFL United. I apologize, Mashonda. I get this all taken care of, written down in my brain. I just say the league on that one, but it ends with United. I'm getting notes yelled at me. So the other thing is the team had a choice to flip the field or not. Not sure what the actual rule is, but they have a choice of whether they want to flip the field or not. Getting different information coming across, and we do appreciate everybody being able to tune in with us and giving us insight.
Let's see how the Lady Warriors do their first drive of the second half. Like I said, they moved the ball in the first half, just couldn't get it all together. So, like I say, second half here, let's see can they put it all together now. They got a new quarterback in as well, right? Do it.
I think so.
That's the quarterback that got hurt. I think she got hurt
yeah, I think
earlier.
so.
Yes.
The one that hit the really nice slant.
Right.
Motion.
The
Speed option.
Speed option. Oh.
Unable to complete the pitch, and that's going to be a dead ball on the fumble. As we talked about before, any fumble, any ball on the ground is going to be an automatic dead ball. Very clever play design there.
Love
though.
the play call.
Haven't seen that so far in the first two games, any kind of option action, but looked like they had an opportunity if they could have completed that pitch that they had some room to run.
Oh yes, if she would have caught the pitch, definitely, like I said, the quarterback read the end attack, and she pitched it just like she's supposed to do.
Now spread out into a 2-by-2 formation with 3 offensive linemen. Snap, throw, and it's going to be a catch on the far side. Immediately ripped out. So we'll see if they call that an incomplete or if they say it's a fumble and rule it down.
Maybe she has possession.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call a catch, and it's a gain of about 2-3 yards. And after the gain, it's going to be 3rd down and quite long, about 13 yard to gain is the 40-yard line. That's something nice about the first down rules in this is you always know exactly where they have to get for the first down. It doesn't move with the line of scrimmage. Deep shotgun set, snap and throw it away right up the middle.
Oh,
hands up, no flag pulled.
Oh,
I think that was the center.
Rumbling, stumbling. That's awesome. Let's watch that again. The excitement in her face on that part is. Check this replay out. This is nice. Her excitement says everything. Hands up in the air, wave them like you just don't care. Keep going. Keep going. All the way down to about the 27-yard line.
And then a pitch
at
the end.
She tried to. She tried.
Great idea.
It
It was like happened last night, boy. You know the game we did in Birmingham on the block. They pitched the ball back about 10 times.
I know.
I think that'll be an interesting thing to watch as the 5 weeks go on and the season develops. Is
cohesiveness,
the ability to grab at those flags. We've seen it already in these first 2 games that there have been some issues trying to get those flags off on defense that has led to some bigger plays than they probably should have been.
First down, ball on about 1st and 9.
Another pass to the offensive line. Flag ripped off after a short gain, but it is going to set them up nicely with the little 2nd and short.
Just feed the offensive line. Just feed the offensive line. That's the routine right now.
Next thing you know, we're going to have DeAndre wanting to start his own flag football league.
I'm over here thinking right now, Bo.
I know. I understand that.
Well, it's that old adage, right, from I believe it was the 1970s when they used to say that, right? Just give the ball to the O-line.
Yes, that's all it is. That's when they stopped doing the end around where you could put the ball down on the ground and hand it to them. They were like, hey, he's not an eligible player. They can't run the ball.
So a really nice drive here being put together by the Lady Warriors.
2nd down and about 5. It's very important to get a first down here, but a good first down to get down to about the 15-yard line to start their first down. Gets nailed. She gets laid out. She pops back up, though.
Stayed in their pocket.
She did.
Did indeed. After the incomplete pass.
Flag on the play. They're going to call what's Whitecap going to call? Yeah, roughing the passer.
Roughing.
The ref, like, he got hit as well.
Nah. That's how he rolls. So he's not going to chase anybody down. That's why he's the Whitecap. He stays in the back. So, like, you can't tackle him. You cannot tackle him. And that'd be great if he just plowed, just knocked her down to prove a point. So you can't do that. That's what I'm trying to say. Nah, he's doing a great job. We do appreciate all the referees spending their time. There's two fields going on. There's a grass field that's located over near the flagpole. I'll point it out to you the next time we go in the opposite direction. And then this turf field. And sometimes teams, I don't know how they actually decide who plays where, but I know some teams played nothing but on the grass field today. Same thing. Some teams just played totally on the turf field too.
That is a massive penalty there, though, because it moves it up half the distance to the goal.
That's
it's going
what
to
they
give them the free first down, and it's going to be a first and about 13 now.
Score 58 red zone right now. Sorry, Alex, didn't mean to step over you there, bud.
Not at all.
Can they finish the drive?
Yes, they can.
Pass and catch, and they got it down to about the 5-yard line before they're stopped. And now the Lady Warriors are threatening here inside the 10 at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal to go, and we might have ourselves our first score of the game here coming up here shortly.
And just like that, the clock is just ticking away right there. Next game is scheduled to occur roughly right around 3:30, so we can kind of get an idea of when these things are going to be done at this point. So,
spread 2-by-2 formation, 3 offensive linemen. High snap, but she's able to bring it down.
They're playing man.
And they're able to get back there and rip the flag for a sack before she's able to get the ball away. So that's going to force them backward a little bit. If you know, standing up here defensively in the red zone.
They ran man back in the corner on secondary, and they blitzed everybody else. So, like I said, got winning one-on-one matchups.
So after the sack, it's going to be backed up to about the 12-yard line, looks like. Maybe the 11. 3rd and goal, 11 yards to gain. The Lady Warriors are threatening, trying to get the first score of the game here today. But if you know, is standing up on defense, trying to prevent that from happening. Quarterback in a deep shotgun set. Good snap. Deep shot, but it's going to be over everybody's heads, and it's going to be incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down for the Lady Warriors here in the red zone, and we'll see if they can finish.
Now, did you notice, Alex, I want to see, did you notice in the end zone what's there? The soccer nets?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the first time I noticed it in my brain. I'm thinking, that would make me not really want to go across the middle at all. Let's throw it to the outside on that part because it is soccer season here in Henry County and for the Stockbridge Tigers. So I noticed that that was the first time, the first game I didn't notice it until just now. It's like the idea when the goal post used to be at the goal line back in the day, and people just would plow right into it. Goodness gracious.
So going forward on 4th down here, the Lady Warriors trying to convert. They have to score or turn it over on downs. Here's a shot to the outside. Incomplete. And so if you know, stands up on defense, forcing the turnover on downs, and Lady Warriors unable to get into the end zone.
So is it an overtime rule?
I'm looking for it, man. You're right there. Each team receives 4 downs from the 20-yard line to try to score in overtime rules. Kicking is allowed in overtime for the first 2 overtime periods. Coin flip, offense and defense. If the score is tied at the end of the first OT, repeat the OT in reversing order. Meaning if you were offense to begin with, then you'd be on defense the second time. Look at us planning, thinking we're going to see an overtime game.
Incomplete pass there. If you know, going right back to the well, trying to get it either into the hands of one of their offensive linemen up the middle. We had number 7, Luana White, the quarterback for If You Know, You Know, dancing around a little bit, looking like she may have looked to try to scramble. Once again, pump fake, deep shot down the sideline, but it's going to be incomplete. Looked like she might have been trying to go to number 11, Austin Webster, there on the post, but just overthrew her.
Live here from Stockbridge High School, I'm Bo McMichael with Alex Schaefer and DeAndre Wise, bringing you the Atlanta Women's Flag Football United, or Football League United.
Okay.
Big catch there on the slant. Number 12, Shardai Harrison.
It's going to be enough for a first down, I would think, because they had to
I
get
believe
past
so.
the 20 based on those rules.
Timeout called by If You Know, You Know. So with time winding down here, looks like they're going to take a timeout to try and save themselves a little bit of time, try and march down the field and put this one in the end zone to put it away.
Special thanks for our sponsors, Huro, Compete Sports Diversity Council, Atkins Graphic, and Atkins Apparel. And yes, I want to get my cameraman and shake him right now, but I'm trying to be nice at all the wind and what they're dealing with right there. So the old idea of keeping that tripod as steady as possible might not be the easiest thing. They'd be like, well, why don't you come and do it? You're sitting in your office, we're not dealing with this wind. I'm like, I need to be quiet. Just be appreciative that James Fair and Maya Barrett are on site. And I have two wonderful guys announcing in the studio, and I get to sit and be a sidearm quarterback right now. All right, here we go, gentlemen.
Another scramble here for Shauna.
Great block.
Great block.
Great block.
And she's going to take it up past the 40 for a first down.
That's how you be physical.
I hit a wall.
What number was that?
It don't matter. It's called the wall.
Man.
They're going to call another timeout.
That's how you finish a block. Just run through them.
Hence, what y'all talked about, that these were rugby rules in many ways. You felt like they're full go, and let's see what happens. Another timeout called.
I think that might have been number 2811. 4-digit number on that one.
She doing
Victoria Williams out there.
I need a copy of this film, Bo, if I can show my guys how to block.
It's live on Vimeo, man. Live on Vimeo.
Okay.
You can watch it anytime you want to. When you watch it on Score 58 Network's Twitter and Facebook with the Atlanta Women's Flag Football League United's Facebook. Make sure you go there and like their page.
Yes, sir.
Very clean on that block as well. We were talking about the rules
Hands
in the first
inside,
game.
right. Yeah.
That there's an aim and point. It's blocks. Legal blocks are only from shoulder to waist.
Perfect
They
block.
got to keep the hands inside.
Hey, running again. Ooh, missed that first level. Second level.
Finally able to get the flag after she crosses the 50-yard line. And that is going to mark them down at about the 48, looked like. But they are moving the ball really effectively here off of the quarterback run, getting some good blocks up front. And just like we saw in the first half, if you know, you know, right up to the line, they are hurrying, trying to catch them off guard here a little bit. But now slowing things down. Motion over into a trips look. Drops back to pass. Deep shot. Looked like she might have gotten hit on that one. Very nearly intercepted. Dangerous throw into double coverage.
Your number 17 or number 12 for If You Know, You Know was going for the ball. She had that opportunity. Looked like they're going to call a flag, 15-yard penalty.
Oh, that's huge.
Roughing the passer.
That's going to give them a first down. And that is a critical error for the Lady Warriors here, as that puts the ball into their territory. First down and 12 yards to go here for a new set of downs. Trips once again Quick screen out to the
She got
right.
the blocks.
Turn around.
She got the block.
Oh, great
Quick
tackle.
Great play.
Quick snag on the flag there.
They were building that wall. They missed her when she was coming across, and they did not block her.
Looked like that was number 85, Sharetta Oliver, on the catch.
They had the wall there. They
did, but
they had the convoy.
They just let one through.
Quick throw over the middle to the offensive line. That's number 28-11, Victoria Williams once again.
Make the big block earlier.
Short gain, but it gets them ever closer to that first down. Timeout on the field. Looks like it might have been a timeout for the Lady Warriors.
I feel like that it's going to be the Rebels. The If You Know, You Know's last timeout. I think they called it. If I'm the Lady Warriors, I wouldn't want to call a timeout right now.
Probably not.
But hey, it's harder to tell in that situation. Once again, glad to have everybody with us here. Going to be wrapping up this game. This game looks like it might head to overtime. If it does, we'll stay with you until the end of the game. Live here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Vimeo. Thank you for tuning in here this afternoon. First day of spring, March 20th. Where did the month of March go? Goodness gracious. Yeah, we 11 days away from the start of the WNFC football season. It's going to be a crazy year. Hopefully you'll tune in with us here on Saturdays, watching a little women's national football conference. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Coming out of the timeout here. Got about 3 yards to get a pick up a first down over the middle to 28-11 Victoria Williams, and she is going to get the first down. Very nearly broke away for the score, but they were able to snag the flag down at about the 10-yard line, looks like.
I'll just continue to feed her or run behind her one.
Well, and you can tell that that's what they're trying to do. They're getting close. I mean, we are moments away from that part.
And she's the center, too.
Very widespread once again for If You Know, You Know. Right back across.
Oh, you got to catch that.
Incomplete.
Got to catch it.
I think that was number 222. Don't have a name for number 222 on the roster page.
I feel like they had no more timeouts, but that just means the Atlanta Lady Warriors had timeouts as well. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to guess anymore. I'm just going to pull the timeouts off.
Well, after the incomplete pass, there's no harm in calling the timeout because the clock isn't going to stop anyway. So they may just be calling timeout to try and rally the troops and
make sure that they don't
know what they want to do here on defense. With time winding down, try and force overtime by keeping them out of the end zone here.
I tell you one thing, I think they're going to kick. I got the coach just gave a signal to that. I think they're going to line up and kick. Yep. Here comes the tee.
This is going to be the first field goal attempt that we've seen so far.
I do hope my cameraman widens out because I want to see it go through. Widen out, widen out, widen out.
And I believe this is number 45, Gabby Kiriuki, who's going to be attempting the field goal here. Snap is going to go to number 12, Sharday Harrison.
This is for the win.
Oh.
Do you see that wind?
Short.
How it just hung in the air right there. They went for it. They were trying to do their best. We're going to see overtime here.
So after the missed field goal, we've got ourselves tied up at a 0-0 score here as time winds down, possibly ran out here at the end of the game in regulation. Good attempt there on the field goal, but it just goes wide left and a little bit short. Like you said, kicking into the wind, and you can definitely see as the ball is in the air, the wind took care of that one, and it just took it out of range.
There'll be a lot of excitement here. 3 teams in the league so far are undefeated. Athletes of Atlanta sitting at 2-0, Apocalypse sitting at 2-0, and Atlanta Stallions sitting at 2-0. Perfect timing. Split the games 1-1 this week, and so did the Atlanta Arsenal. Teams still looking for their first win, Rebels, Atlanta Storm, and the X Factor. Teams that we have not seen play yet, Atlanta Lady Tigers, NTB Wolfpack, and Code Red.
And, of course, we've got the Atlanta Lady Warriors, and if you know, are both in their first game of the year together against each other.
And they both play back-to-back right after this.
And we sure have had two really good games back-to-back for the broadcast.
It is
7
rigged.
to 6.
It's rigged, Alex. You know that, we called in the bookies right there. When to get a 7-6 matchup, you're exact, and then to get the next one being an overtime. The one thing I was trying to figure out if it is both teams get a possession. So even if so it goes back and forth. They do allow for kicking if they wanted to within the first 2 possessions, but after the 3rd possession, everything has to be a non-kicking play because you could line up and kick a field goal if you wanted to right now. They get it on the 20. They get 4 downs to get a touchdown. And away we go, first overtime.
If you know, we'll have possession first. Start things off here in the overtime series. Big sack there. And they are going to rule her down back at about the 30-yard line. They were able to get to her. Tried to get it away, but couldn't quite get it out of her hands before they could snag the flag. And it's going to be a loss of about 10. Big loss here for if you know.
Big play by that defense end.
It'll be very interesting how the plays change because right now you're not setting things up. You're wanting to say, okay, because the other team's going to get the ball on the 20. That's where they start out no matter what.
Deep shot here.
Pick.
Intercepted.
No.
They're unable to pull
If
the
they
flag.
score a touchdown, this would be the game.
She walking the sideline.
No,
She's
she
gone.
not.
Big block.
Does she get the angle?
Oh.
No. Yep.
Oh, she goes to she won.
No flag
Ball.
pulled.
What number is that? That's a big play.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
That's how you seal a game.
That is definitely how you seal the game.
Oh, no flags, right? No flags on the field.
No flags on the field. It doesn't look like her flag did come off there at about the 10 just before she went in.
There was nobody else
But there was
around
no one around. It looked like it just fell off. So it does look like they're going to let the pick 6 stand. And that is how the game ends with a 6-0 victory for the Lady Warriors if this holds up.
Well, right now we're watching a couple of things here, trying to figure out, okay, exactly what might be taking place. That's 100 and what, close to about a 90-yard run.
What an incredible
Maybe 80.
finish.
Yeah, very nice. Going to see how everything's playing out right now.
If you know, had a shot there toward the end. A couple of the backside receivers had an angle on her, but they were unable to rip at the flag. Like we talked about earlier, it's going to be an interesting thing to watch develop over the next few weeks to see how gripping the flag and being able to rip the flags off develops.
They're going to practice this week with emphasis on ripping the flag.
People at home watching thinking, well, it's not the same as
count. I think they got to go on offense. Yep.
It's not the same as tackle football. You got to make a tackle there. It's easier. You just got to rip the flag off, but it's not as easy as you might think. But I think you're right, DeAndre. We're having some discussions.
Yeah, I think the offense still got to go out there.
I don't see why.
I know. I don't see why.
I'm having a hard time. I'm reading the rule books right now, wanting to understand why that's not.
It said interception can be returned,
Unless the rule is different in
overtime.
Unless the overtime rules are different.
Well, I'm reading it, and it says interceptions on return to overtime extra points. That's the only thing that has it. So what I'm thinking is it doesn't matter. The ball's dead. And they're going to get the ball on the 20.
Well, new life now for if you know then.
Yes.
And what a turn of events for the Lady Warriors, thinking that you had just won the game on
we
a pick
did.
6.
We got excited about it.
Now you got to turn right around and try and get the score. But a score here will end the game for the Lady Warriors. now that they were able to get the stop on defense.
And she just ran a 90-yard sprint that she got to get back now. Can they end it?
And this is the closest we've ever seen the Lady Warriors get inside.
Good play. Good blocking out there on the perimeter. Great blocking. Touchdown.
Flag ripped out at about the 6.
Great blocking out there.
Going to have her marked down at the 8. Very good blocking on the perimeter. And once again, very nearly took it in off of a missed rip at the flag, but they had a second chance and they were able to get it out. So back to our keys of the game at the very top. Yards on first down. If you know, you know, had the big sack on first down, would drop them back 10 yards, had almost no choice but to just try a deep shot, which resulted in interception. On the flip side, you now have Lady Warriors who picked up a big 14, 13-yard gain on first down, and now the game is entirely different because you've got only 8 yards, 7 yards to go to score a touchdown, and it really opens up your playbook.
Once again, you're watching the Atlanta Women's Flag Football League United.
Caught and down at the 5.
Great play call.
So do you line up to kick a field goal here? I mean, when it gets to fourth down, it's still third down. I mean, what are your? I mean, you got to have a kicker. You're getting close, but I mean, you don't really want to give the ball back to if you know, you know. I mean, they have literally been on the edge for a couple series.
They got to win it right here.
They do.
I think so.
They got to win it right here.
Second and goal from the 6. Snap to the quarterback. Thrown out to the side on a screen, and they're going to rip the flag out once more. So that's going to bring up a third down. No, excuse me, sorry, that's fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Yes, sir.
We're definitely going to bring in some logos where you can bring in the first second so everybody knows what down it is for us. I mean, we can even put the yard markers if we wanted to because now we're understanding what it is, so it's even more helpful in that overall understanding of the 20-yard markings.
Well, here's your answer, Bo. They're going to go for it here on fourth down instead of kicking the field goal. Over the middle.
Oh, good play.
Incomplete.
Great play by the defender.
And so that's going to take us. Do we have a double overtime?
Yes. It'll keep going. There, as of right now, there are no ties based on what I'm seeing here. It can until a team scores, the game continues to play. There is a game after this. You talk about both teams having to play after this. They're going to be tired. I mean, based on what they're doing here. But what it looks like is we were off on the downs maybe because they're not flipping. Oh, no, my bad. Oh,
they get the possession now.
There we go. Hey,
right.
You just got to bring me through that, man. I'm a little slow on that part. I even read the rules, and I got slowed on that. I apologize. So they're now on offense.
Right.
They stay on offense. I'll be like, can we just keep the ball where it's at and give me 4 more downs from the 5? I think that's legit.
Spoken like a true offensive
Yes. Now, you don't even want to get me talking about National Football League's overtime. I like that both teams get an opportunity, but I also believe that you got to stop them. You know, it's the old adage of, stop us and get the ball back. So it's definitely very interesting to see if they ever make it. I love college football overtime. I am a fan of that. It gives both teams. I grew up in the time period where games ended in ties in college, and that was no fun to walk away with a tie. So they get the ball. This could be fourth down here.
Touchdown.
That's ball game. So that was fourth down. So we were off on the things. I have to go back and look at that and try to figure that part out because I'm a little.
I'm pretty sure that was a 5th play.
I'm not.
Unless it's possible there was a penalty.
It could have been.
Because they did move the ball up, so and it was off of an incomplete pass. So
could have been pass
probably
interference.
had a pass interference in there that we missed.
So we were a little off on that part. We'll get our brains squared away and pay attention to that. Now, in this situation.
Oh, no, both teams get possession. They get a possession on the 2-yard line to score.
It's kind of like the
second possession.
The change to college football.
Yes. Okay.
So they move the ball up every time.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't score here, then I think this game. If they don't score.
So
So
is
that
this
was
a
the first
2-0 game?
Yes, right now I'm not even putting the score up there, but I'll put 2 points, man. We're learning as we go. So we apologize for those. You know, there are people out there in this world that are going, "Don't you know the rules?" No, we don't. We're learning. So that I agree with you on that part. That's what they did. So this is the second overtime possession for If You Know, You Know.
Now they have the ball from the 10-yard line, and they're going to be going for a field goal.
Because it would give them 3 points, correct? Oh, and they only, I don't know. I give up. I can't.
It must like the rules.
It's a timeout.
Go for a field goal or 2 points.
I need Mashonda to call me on the phone and give myself rules right now. I am trying to, I'm a blind person right now, just trying to understand what's going on in this sense. But wonderful game. We are in overtime right now. Thank you for tuning in with us here on the Atlanta Women's Flag Football League United. Here live from Stockbridge High School, I'm Bo McMichael with DeAndre Wise and Alex Schaefer, bringing you some flag football, women's style, AWFFL United.
So if you know, you know, lining up for the field goal.
Oh, Whitecap got frustrated right there. He did.
Looked like we had a premature snap there. Fake, spread out wide.
Wide open.
And she's going to go in for the score.
So is that worth more points?
No,
I think it might be worth 2 because they were lined up at the 10.
Game.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
And I just noticed her right down there at the bottom of the screen just
When we
before they
widened
snapped
out
the
right
ball
there.
on the wide shot. And the Lady Warriors not going over to cover her.
And just like that, we'll go ahead and give you, if you know, you know, 6 points. They're waving by, getting ready for their next game.
They do the bicycle.
They did. They did wave. They waved by. Whitecap's trying to explain what occurred. And that's when everything gets a little serious. Yeah, definitely coaches. All right, you can feel that frustration, trying to make sure they understood what was occurring. Well, they'll go back and look at this one because it's live on television. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Bo McMichael with Alex Schaefer and DeAndre Wise here on the Score 58 Network. We're wrapping up our second game live from Stockbridge High School. Welcome to Atlanta Women's Flag Football League United. Week 1 is almost in the books. Great first 2 games we got the opportunity to have and be a part of. Appreciate everybody tuning in with us. We will hold and wait till we see the refs step away because nothing worse than they change. I've never seen a ref get a mind changed. Never changed. I've never seen that before in my life. Nobody's ever changed a ref's mind. So, and there's just frustration week 1. And this is their first game of the season. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's one of those ones, fans, coaches, players, everybody has that. They're pulling out the rule book reading. You know that, right? That's what he's doing. So. Going to find a way to mic up the ref.
I don't think he changed his mind.
No, he's not. and the thing is, you never want to pull out the rule book. One time I had a coach pull out a rule book on the ref. The ref couldn't throw the flag high enough in the air. Don't ever say what rule we citing. No. This is what we're doing here. So, hey, getting ready for the second game here. Once again, thank you for Stockbridge High School reaching out and allowing the AWFFL United to be a part and play your season here at Stockbridge on both fields. Once again, all the sponsors. We have Hurrow. We have, I'm going to make sure I get all these names correctly because everybody else send me an email and tell me, hey, you didn't do this correct. My bad. Sorry about that. Hurrow, Compete Sports Diversity Council, Atkins Graphics, and Atkins Apparel. Thank you for assisting and sponsoring the AWFFL United. We won't go off the air because the moment we go off the air, that game will still be happening. So I'm not going to sit there and waiting for the clarification of this. So it's people that are tuning in right now trying to figure out what actually happened.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. I think even if we were there, we'd still not know really what's happening. And it'd be windy. So I'd be like, once again, Alex, go down on the field, have a conversation with a Whitecap. DeAndre, go try to relax the coaches here. Give them a massage in the shoulders, man. Just tell them, hey, it's just the first game of 10, okay?
They want to go undefeated, Bo.
I know. But it's single elimination tournament on May 1st, okay? So you realistically, the thing you're doing is you're playing for seeding. That's what you're playing for right now.
Okay.
That really, because everybody makes the tournament on May 1st. Very rarely you're not going to lose. You're going to lose if you lost every game, you're not. I wouldn't say you're going to play that one team to begin with in single elimination.
Just like basketball, region tournament.
Everybody
basketball.
plays.
Yes,
Yeah. And you can catch lightning in a bottle, too. So, I don't ever want to say that a team can't do what they can in that situation. So
you get better from game one to
you
the
do.
last game.
And that's Alex. That was what you kept saying. If you could see it far away, that's where other fields being played on that grass field. Mm-hmm. So if we ever where we need to do two, we could actually do that with our elevated cameras if we ever wanted to do a game out there. But I love the stands, and I love the AstroTurf to be able to see 20 yards, 20 yards, and 20 yards makes it much easier. We were calling some games last night, gentlemen, that it was literally a dirt pile played on. There was no lines. I think they had the 50-yard line marked and the end zones marked, and that was it. So Whitecaps still having a conversation.
I don't think it's over. I'm looking at the sideline. They're not packing their bags.
No.
So.
Well, it might be a little bit misleading as well because if you know is playing on this field right after this anyway. So
they're playing against the Atlanta Tigers. That's true.
Right.
Lady Tigers. That is true.
So I'm looking more at the Warriors sideline to see if they start leaving.
They hold firm. They're not going nowhere.
It was like a couple weeks, when with the Final Four, I don't know, did you see it, but when Warrington played Dublin and the kid beat him on the buzzer and the ball hit the top of the goal and it went in, the refs got out of there. Everybody went to the locker room trying to find the refs.
Yep.
The refs got out of there.
You do. You do not stay. See ya. I've watched refs run off the field in the middle of a second quarter like we've had enough of this. We're out. We've already gotten paid for it. We're done. Y'all keep arguing and bickering. We're done.
Well, the good thing, they're going to know the rules of the game when they get to the ref.
We all are on this part. So.
Oh, yeah, it's over for you.
For the Atlanta Lady Warriors, I'm definitely thinking that.
Yes, sir. I'm just looking at the sideline.
Formality-wise, everybody's relaxed a little bit to be able to do that. So.
Well, I wonder, Bo, can we get a replay of that last play?
The answer is no.
All right.
So I apologize for that. I was more kind of watching it. You can always go back and look at it online-wise. That was my bad. I was more caught up in the, hey, did that just happen situation. I didn't even understand what was going on in my brain of, was this a fifth down that the Lady Warriors were doing? No, this was their second possession. They was going down to the 10-yard line. So I know everybody's flipping back and watching it even on Facebook. You can go back and forth with it and pull it up and say, okay, hey. But even that, to me, everything looked legit. But that's neither here nor there. She was wide open, and nobody had her covered.
Great play call.
and it was even on. It's one of those. That's why nowadays that little back in the day where you could step a receiver onto the field and they're the 11th receiver. The 11th player, and nobody ever noticed them. So to be able to do that.
Well, something that's interesting in tackle football. The holder on a field goal cannot put their knee down and then stand back up.
Okay.
If they're going to make a play like that, then they can't declare themselves down. If they put their knee down, then it becomes an illegal play. If they then stand up from that
to catch the ball.
On anything that's designed like that. Obviously, if the ball's on the ground, a fumble on a bad snap or anything like that, things change. But if it's a clean snap directly to the holder and they had their knee down on the ground and then they stand up, they can't do that. That's a penalty.
There's those special team coaches in this world that draw up things left and right.
I'm one of them.
I know. I can hear it in your voice, man. Just having that on that part. Everyone's like, no, this is going to be a fake. Yep, a fake punt, a fake extra point, and a fake field goal in this situation. So we're wrapping up here. We're going to wait to get a final understanding. The ref is working overtime in his brain right now. We understand that. But they want to get the rules right and everything associated with the game itself. I don't want to click off and then suddenly they're replaying this down, and we missed it in that situation. We'll be here every Sunday bringing you 2 games, usually at the top of the hour around 1 o'clock and 2:20. We might do a little bit later on in the day as well. It all kind of depends. We'll be live on site next week at Stockbridge High School calling the game. We will not be in the studio as long as the rain. There is no bad weather in that situation. A lot of times when it's bad weather, flag football doesn't happen anyways because they want to rip up the field up there in their practice field for Stockbridge. The old idea of a standstill is in complete understanding right now. We appreciate the AWFFL, that's the Atlanta Women's Flag Football United, or Football League United, open their doors to Score Sports 58 and allowing us to broadcast your games, but also do a photography as well. So we'll be able to give that link to you as time goes on. So I need to see movement. If I see anything on that part, we'll be popping off the air right here. They all getting together right now with the Atlanta Lady Warriors. Alex and DeAndre, thank you so much for being a part of this broadcast tonight or today. I know when you woke up, DeAndre, you were like, I'm going to call some ladies flag football. No, you didn't even have that in your brain. I was like, hey, let's get a little counterpart. And Alex, thanks so much for being patient, getting yourself some time and coming over here. I appreciate that very much so on both your ends. Thank you very much, and we are going to end out. I'll stay live, but I'm going to go ahead and kill our mics and go from there. Be safe out there in this crazy world. We'll see you next Sunday live on Score 58 Network. I'm Bo McMichael with Alex Schaefer and DeAndre Wise. Take care. And then there was just me left to make sure we're all on the same page. Referees are getting it all ironed out, making sure everybody's on the same page. We're waiting for a final decision before we go off the air between the Atlanta Lady Warriors, and if you know, you know. Whitecaps definitely explaining things, but we want to make sure that we're all on the same page before before we actually turn off and head in for the day. Once again, glad to have everybody with us. Waiting to see what the decision is across the board. All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like they are about to start the second game. That means this game has been finalized. I'm Bo McMichael here on the Score 58 Network, AWFFL United Week 1 broadcast in the book. Take care and good night.